shop and go, we're going to turn it up now because it's called Keeping It Real. Now, remember back then, when I was growing up in New York, Sharpton was accused of being a CIA 7 agent for the CIA. He was a confident informant. Plus, it was known that he was bringing in drugs into the neighborhood before he'd been put on the spotlight. The reason why I'm making mention of these two cats is because...
Stop. Okay, I mean, you know, it's one thing to be critical, and we don't mind, you know, people being critical, but when you make up stuff like that and say that, you know, Reverend Sharpton was a drug dealer, I mean, I got to put a stop to that. I can't allow that to go over the airways because it's not true. And, you know, but you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe what you want to believe. I don't think Minister Farrakhan needs to plagiarize anybody. You know, Minister Farrakhan is a brilliant man and a great thinker. And if, you know, the old expression, great minds think alike. So maybe we're looking at that. Maybe we're looking at some synchronicity. But I think it's a mighty, mighty big stretch to accuse Minister Farrakhan of plagiarism and accuse Reverend Sharpton of being a drug dealer. Come on, man. 877-532-5797. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming back to wrap up another episode of Keeping It Real
on POTUS Sirius XM 124 and the new and improved Sirius XM app.
It's a dumb world out there, people. Ignorance might be bliss. Look at this. Ooh.
Bye, Felicia.
Her name was Nancy. we need to buy Nancy. Tennessee. Robert, welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Yeah, I also want to make a point about, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here, too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm there and here.
Yeah, the garbage bags, they have those big orange and black industrial garbage bags. If you was to rip one of those in half and twist it up, you could pull a car with it.
Okay, that's a lot of work to do, right? That's a lot of work for somebody with an injured arm. With an injured arm. So you're questioning...
I didn't know about the arm. I mean...
but you would have to rip the garbage bag, which would require some strength, to then hang yourself with an arm that was incapacitated. But okay, once again, people, thank you. I am doubling down on Dom today. We're doubling down on Dom. What is going on?
Go get.
This can't be the way. I can't end the show this way. I cannot. But please, regular callers call, please. 86680. No, the phones are lit. I shouldn't give out the number. I got 4 minutes. Georgia, Jason, welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Hey, Karen, thanks for taking my call. Two things. One, Scott Walker is a career politician. He's been in office or running for office longer than he's been out of office. And the fact that he doesn't have a college degree, it doesn't matter. I don't want him to be the next president of the United States. And the second thing is that black people in particular, I totally agree with you that we need to stop saying what we're going to try to do, but say what we're going to do, and that, you know, we need to vote with our dollars. We need to actually get out and vote, but also we need to realize that we have power through our economics, and if more of us realize that, we would have more power with my comment.
Amen.
But I appreciate your show, and I love what you do, and Nancy is retarded. I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't use that word because people get offended. Can you dump that? Okay. She's special. Okay. She's special. Okay. Thank you. All right, Jason. Yeah, we gotta watch it. Gotta be word police. Gotta watch it. Yeah. 866-801-8255. Very special. Special people. Special. Oh, by the way, the tape is supposed to be out. Maybe it was out already on Sandra Bland and what actually happened. Remember the dash cam video is supposed to be released today? Cole, can you find out? Because I want to watch that before I leave here. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I do want to see that. Let's go to Texas. Tammy, welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Oh, hey, thanks for taking my call. Hey, so I read a lot about different politicians. I'm a Democrat from Texas, by the way. And so I read an article about Scott Walker. He was actually kicked out of college for he was running for an office.
And he did something really unethical. Yes, I do. I read that.
Yes. And he was silently asked to leave college. And so he didn't finish because he couldn't finish. He didn't finish because he was asked to leave. So So I wanted to clear that up.
I think that's way worse than just dropping out. Don't you?
Absolutely.
And the larger question...
He just didn't go back because they wouldn't let him come back.
To that school, but he could have gone back. I mean, he could have gone to freaking one of the online colleges. Was Phoenix or something? He could have gone somewhere and gotten a degree. I mean, damn. Yeah. That just means that, he's
as his typical is, he's a bully, as he has bullied everybody else in his entire state.
Okay, well, all of that I'm not getting into, but the larger question is, don't you want your president to be smarter than you? I mean, like, way smarter? Like, I want someone, the leader of the free world, to be like a light year smarter than me. I want them to have, and this is the knock on Obama, but the other great thing about President Barack Obama is his demeanor. Like, this guy's got, that's why I couldn't be president. Wars would be happening every day, probably, because somebody would be pissed off like Nancy and then try to blow us up. But Obama's like so smooth, and he's just like, hey baby, he's got that hey baby thing going. That's why we don't want hotheads. That's why Trump would be problematic, but could win because there are a lot of Nancys out there. She's in crackers. This could be interesting. Do we have time for one more call? No? You hung up on everybody? Did you do that, Cole? Did I ask you to do that? See, we got to train you. Don't put X's up. You just hung up on everybody. He hung up on everybody.
No, it was...
Huh? He did. I saw him do it. All right. But you're an intern, so I love you. I actually love you. And because of the love I have for you, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to pass it by. But don't let it happen again. Because these people, they call up, they want to get on. They want to talk. We have time to take maybe one, maybe even two more callers. Now we can't. It's okay. A&P, which I used to shop at, by the way. Great store when I used to work, when I just got out of college, probably about your age. Yeah. People who graduate from college, people who graduate, not Scott Walker, at much later ages, like you have one more year, but you're 21, right?
I know a lot of kids who will graduate when they're 23.
Now, were you on the 5-year plan?
I was 4.
4-year plan? So why are you so old? Still there, but you got one more year.
I'm in early birth.
Okay, all right, because I always wondered about that. But anyway, A&P, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for the second time in 5 years. And it's a 156-year-old company. It is kind of sad, but it just is the state of business. People are, they're doing a lot of different things, and I'm really moving towards growing my own food. I'm being honest. I just went online to learn how to grow ginger, because I put ginger in everything now, and it's easy to do. So I'm gonna, Ron Finley has really inspired us. Our dude on the show that does gardening. And so I'm going to give y'all my experience as I go through my ginger thing. But it's really easy to do to grow your own ginger. So I'm going to be doing that. So I can put that in my smoothie and I have to go to the store and buy it. And I'm also going to look into growing garlic. Just simple stuff that I use, Yeah. But, that's what we do. So tomorrow we're going to talk about poverty, and we can continue some of this conversation because it's not going away. And the political landscape, while we can make jokes about it, it is so important and serious that we get involved. It is so important and serious that we hold these politicians accountable, but that we set our own standard for what it is that we want to get done. And I'm okay with people disrupting these daggone when they have the debates. I can't wait. Black Lives Matter, y'all need to show up. Y'all need to show up to the Republican debates in August, please, because that will get to show who's really ready for prime time. You can't handle that heat, you cannot be president of these United States. All right, 866-801-8255. Let's head over to North Carolina. Who is this? Nancy? Nancy, welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Listen, when did it ever become where people in America, if anybody could become president? I was taught that when I was a kid, that anyone could become president if you're a natural-born citizen.
True.
Since when dropping out of college doesn't make you qualified?
So you feel
Can I answer that?
You feel personally? No. I guess you must be new. You must be new, Google. Because what we don't do, we're not gonna hang up on her, but I need to let her know something. This is what? The Karen Hunter Show? Okay, here's what we do. And it's not often, but I have control over this. We usually have dialogue where You talk, I ask you a question, maybe I'll ask you good, maybe I'll just pop and drop. But we go back and forth. You're not going to filibuster or come on here and give your soliloquy or your monologue on my airwaves. We're going to have a conversation. So if you're incapable of having a conversation, then we're going to have to do one thing for you, okay, which is this. But if you can have a conversation, then we'll bring you back in and we'll talk like human beings, like adults. Can you do that, Nancy?
I could do it. I could listen right now.
Okay, good. All right, so what you're saying is, I guess you're referring to the Scott Walker comment, right?
Right.
Okay, and you're a little upset because I said, or maybe even a caller, that this guy dropped out of college and therefore...
Right, he should.
Right, should not be president. Okay. Now, but so here's my question. Here's my question. As a citizen, I'm assuming that you're a citizen of the United States of America, correct?
Well, from my accent, do you think I'm a citizen? Tell me that.
I can't judge that. I mean, if you were born here, you're a citizen.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You were born here?
No, that doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because only citizens can vote, so it does matter.
You're not born here. My kids were adopted. No, they can't become president, which should change. But let's go. Keep going.
Okay. You're very hostile. Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
You pissed me off.
Because I pissed you off.
No matter you hate Republicans anyway.
I do? Based on what? I'm a Republican. Based on what? I'm a registered Republican. So based on what, Nancy, do you think that I hate Republicans?
Say that he's not qualified. Tell me, what's your reason?
I never said he wasn't qualified. Here's my question. Do you want a person as your president who could not finish college, which is to me today like finishing high school?
He couldn't finish college.
Well, he didn't.
He's boring. He pissed.
Well, it's the basic thing that we require. So you're okay with your kids dropping out?
If they can't do the work, or if they feel it's not for them,
wow, so this is
drop out. Yes.
Oh, I'm very scared right now.
Can.
You're scaring me.
Okay. I'm scaring you.
Yeah, you are.
Really?
You're scaring me. Yeah, your ignorance is scary. Oh gosh, we're in trouble, and she's the norm. Damn it, we're in trouble, people. We're gonna have idiocracy, and Terry Crews is gonna be president. He's gonna have gold teeth. It's gonna be, oh my God! Did y'all see that movie? And smart people get killed because they threaten people. They threaten people who are dumb. Is she called from North Carolina? Kentucky. It was North Carolina. Oh my God. So if my kids can't do the work. Wait, hold on. I just want to follow this. If my kids can't do the work and they drop out, I'm okay with that. But I also am okay with a person who wants to be president having the same profile. So if he couldn't finish the work, and by the way, he left college to run a campaign or go on to run for office. He left college for a reason, Scott Walker. But he didn't go back to finish. Even Sarah Palin finished. It took her 18 tries. But even she finished college. And she had to write notes on her damn hand. But you're okay with your country being represented by somebody who could not and did not finish college. So yes, anybody can be president if they're a natural-born citizen of the United States. But why do you want somebody to be president of the United States who couldn't finish college? Damn! Are we so dumb? Is this where we are right now? I'm scared. Because I have a feeling that Nancy's the norm. Thank God I'm in Urban View land right now. Thank God I'm in Insight land right now because I know my listeners, my regular listeners, the people we must be the 1%. This is scary. That's why Trump is leading. So y'all say to me, oh, he's too far out there. Oh, Scott Walker can't win. Y'all better pay attention. Ron and Camille Desnoyers. That's a nice name. And Christopher Beckles. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. It's the Karen Hunter Show. When we come back, calls from you, and I got more that I want to break down on this Southern strategy. Also, I'm doing a special, Muslim in America. Yeah, we're doing stuff because everybody's so much work.
Level of approach to financial understanding and independence. Capability, to me, speaks more to our ability to use our financial knowledge and information in a way that would make it better. In a way that would make our financial capacity even that much stronger. What are some of the examples you can give us, perhaps, of what incapability, you might be financially literate, but if you're not capable with your money, how does that show up for people? What does that tend to look like?
So this is an excellent question. So incapability can look like someone who desires to buy a new home, and then when they actually go to a realtor and they say, hey, do you have a pre-approval letter? And someone asks them to get all of their documents together for that pre-approval, they really have nowhere to start. They don't understand what their debt to income ratio is. They don't understand what their tax statements are or where they are. They really are extremely scattered in the entire process, and they had no idea that they even should have been saving for this. So that's really someone who's even incapable to purchase a new home. Is that really clear?
That's really clear. And I would add to that, they might also be afraid of this process, right? Like, there's so much fear around paperwork and fear around trying to figure things out, because as soon as they say pre-approval level and you don't have one and you don't know what it is and you're embarrassed to ask the people who are telling you that you need one, often because they don't even look like you. You don't want them looking down their nose at you. You might not even ask the questions that are necessary, because while you might have a base level of literacy, you're not empowered in any meaningful way to really navigate your own gaps in knowledge. Is that extra portion, is that a bit of a stretch, or does that sort of fit in with where you're going with your description of what it looks like when we're not capable with our money?
It's true, and it's not a mystery, right? A lot of people don't get trained on this in school. A lot of our parents don't train on it. You know, most people are still living paycheck to paycheck, regardless of how much they make.
Right.
And so you can be six-figure paycheck to paycheck, you can be five-figure paycheck to paycheck. It really doesn't matter. And what I always tell people is you want to think about what your future goals are and then backtrack from there. So an example is, I have my accountant, and what I adopted from my accountant and what we use for our students is, we're working on 2025, and with my accountant we're working with 2030. He's got me thinking about that, and we're doing things now so that we already know what my tax situation looks like in 2030. And wow. So for you, exactly. So if you're thinking that in 2025 or in 2026 you want to purchase a new home, or you have kids going to college, well, when you start thinking about that now, well, then you can start backtracking, thinking, well, if I want a new home, that might mean a 20% down payment, but technically I will let you know there are ways where you don't have to do that. If you're thinking, I want to retire in 5 years, well, how much do I actually need to live off of? Backtrack it out. If you don't have enough together as a collective, it means if there is someone who's over the age of 60 that's being forced to work, that there are funds that we mutually pull together so that they can sit down and enjoy their latter years. To me, it means that if there's someone who has to take care of their parents, that we can afford the best medical care collectively as a community. To me, it means paying our artists who see the world in beautiful ways and receive messages from the beyond, so that we can actually take time to decipher them and create plans together. To me, it means investing on the continent so we always have a place to go and call home that is not of a left.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, the devil got mad. Ooh, Angela Matthews, as soon as you said the word continent, the devil said, there's enough of this, because your sound went out. The devil was not trying to hear you paint that vision. What could be the impact on, what was that about the continent? Because we're going to beat the devil at their own game. What was that last part you said?
The vibes, I'm telling you, the vibrations, like, frequencies are real. And so I was saying, when we all have
example of one, and people should go consult their financial advisor and think about how they can be strategic here. You've given us the example of the high yield savings, and all of this is happening, and I feel like my spirit is soothed, even though if I turn on CNBC or some of these other places, they're going crazy right now over the volatility in the market. And one of the reasons I rock with you is because you have a calmness and an approach that's like, no guys, we're going to be fine. It's going to work out. It's going to be great. And here's why. How do you stay sane in these times, Angela Matthews, when the rest of the world is sort of calling us to be fearful and to be worried? How are you able to maintain a sense of internal peace that sort of you exude that when you're talking about these concepts? Where does that come from for you?
So honestly, Larry, I think that just comes from my resolve to know who I am on the planet and what I'm here to be and what I'm here to do. And that's something that not even the market, there's nothing that's going to shake that. There are times when I do tremble. I'm not going to lie. Right? I'm human. So I'll tremble. But I just know that there's nothing that's going to stop me. And I think that's something that I got from my mother. I think that's something that I get from my aunts, from the people around me who've survived some real stuff. Yeah. That in the end of the day, I'm going to make it. And I know that I'm not going to make it unless I try. That's the only time that I'm guaranteed to not make it. So when I look at my investments, when I look at progress, and if it ever seems stagnant in my life, the only reason why it's stagnant is because I stopped trying.
I appreciate that. And I think that's a really nice place for a lot of us to land, because a lot of us have got a lot of financial wounds, a lot of emotional hurts, and you talk a lot about this in your programming, about the emotional stories that we tell ourselves about our finances. I'm asking now if you can help us envision the impact on our overall community as we move from a base level of literacy to more of a financially capable perspective, not just as individuals, but as a collective. What impact could that have on our overall community health, financial and otherwise, if we were to embrace more of that Zen approach to financial expansion and think more about capability as opposed to just baseline literacy?
I love this question because I'm a dreamer, and I'm one of those, I'm a manifesting generator. And what people do is they literally hire me to put glasses on to have vision. So what that looks like to me in terms of everyone having more than enough in our community and knowing what to do with more than enough, it means that if there were to be an injustice anywhere, that means us having our multiple lobby firms to go and produce the agenda that we need. To me, it means that if ever there are students who cannot afford school, that they don't necessarily have to work 5 jobs to put themselves through it.
Level of approach to financial understanding and independence. Capability, to me, speaks more to our ability to use our financial knowledge and information in a way that would make it better. In a way that would make our financial capacity even that much stronger. What are some of the examples you can give us, perhaps, of what incapability, you might be financially literate, but if you're not capable with your money, how does that show up for people? What does that tend to look like?
So this is an excellent question. So incapability can look like someone who desires to buy a new home, and then when they actually go to a realtor and they say, hey, do you have a pre-approval letter? And someone asks them to get all of their documents together for that pre-approval, they really have nowhere to start. They don't understand what their debt to income ratio is. They don't understand what their tax statements are or where they are. They really are extremely scattered in the entire process, and they had no idea that they even should have been saving for this. So that's really someone who's even incapable to purchase a new home. Is that really clear?
That's really clear. And I would add to that, they might also be afraid of this process, right? Like, there's so much fear around paperwork and fear around trying to figure things out, because as soon as they say pre-approval level and you don't have one and you don't know what it is and you're embarrassed to ask the people who are telling you that you need one off it because they don't even look like you. You don't want them looking down their nose at you. You might not even ask the questions that are necessary, because while you might have a base level of literacy, you're not empowered in any meaningful way to really navigate your own gaps in knowledge. Is that extra portion, is that a bit of a stretch, or does that sort of fit in with where you're going with your description of what it looks like when we're not capable with our money?
It's true, and it's not a mystery, right? A lot of people don't get trained on this in school. A lot of our parents don't train on it. You know, most people are still living paycheck to paycheck, regardless of how much they make. Right. And so you can be 6-figure paycheck to paycheck, you can be 5-figure paycheck to paycheck. It really doesn't matter. And what I always tell people is you want to think about what your future goals are and then backtrack from there. So an example is I have my accountant, and what I adopted from my accountant and what we use for our students is we're working on 2025, and with my accountant we're working with 2030. He's got me thinking about that, and we're doing things now so that we already know what my tax situation looks like in 2030. And wow. So for you, exactly. So if you're thinking that in 2025 or in 2026 you want to purchase a new home, or you have kids going to college, well, when you start thinking about that now, well, then you can start backtracking, thinking, well, if I want a new home, that might mean a 20% down payment, but technically I will let you know there are ways where you don't have to do that. If you're thinking, I want to retire in 5 years, well, how much do I actually need to live off of? Backtrack it out. If you don't...
How are you?
John. This is the guy I did the show with. You know John?
No, I don't know him.
Hi, Henry.
Hi, John. I knew you must have known him because he said, you didn't see that. He said,
what's your name?
I'm April.
Oh, April. Yes, yes.
How are you?
Oh, very good.
Very
good to meet you. So,
lovely to meet you as well.
You're our Nubian Goddess of the Week?
No, I'm the host, but I have.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I have actually, on occasion, taken that role on. Don't care for it much. But,
Yeah. Outstanding.
but no, I'm the host. I'm trying to add a little bit pizzazz to the
Yes,
show.
yes, the hostess. With the
Yes, the
mostess.
hostess.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Oh, you got it, Sydney? You got it? Yeah?
Oh, yes. Make sure you take this photograph properly.
Nice accent.
Oh, it comes and goes. Actually, I'm losing it for the show now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm all ears. Very
all
good.
ears?
You're gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you.